everybody, welcome back to the basement, welcome back to the channel. It is December 31st, which means it's Halloween, which means we have to talk about this new METCA custom run A5 Halloween paint scheme here on the channel. Let's check it out. Well, boy, has it been a long time coming for these small switcher engines to finally get delivered from Lionel. It's the end of October. In fact, it's Halloween 2024, and these were in the 2022 big book, I believe. So we're talking well over 2 years for these to finally be delivered. Now, these were new products, newly tooled, and as the process took longer, Lionel then went back and added more add-on details and brass parts to these engines to just make them even better. And for a small locomotive like this that can fit on any layout, it is a must-have for someone that likes switching operations. And if you're really into Halloween or Christmas, you have to have these options from METCA. And hopefully you ordered it because there are none left from my understanding. These were delivered just before the Fall York show, and I know that my buddy Stu from METCA had a few at the booth, and when I saw him on Friday afternoon, they were all gone. So really happy for METCA for selling these out and having another home run custom run engine. This model is actually from my buddy Chris from the Lower Susquehanna Valley Modular Railroad Club. He has this one and the Christmas one, which we will check out when we get closer to the Christmas time. We're not going to break out the Christmas stuff just yet, but we'll wait a little bit and get that out on the layout soon. But this Halloween version is fantastic. It's got some great detail parts just on the model itself, and then the paint work is amazing, and it's got great sound features also that really makes it stand out from anything else. Think Halloween triplex on a really smaller scale and a much more affordable price tag, and something that can run on all layouts because it can hit all those tight curves. Now, something that has a small footprint like this does have a tether, so you've got a longer footprint because of the pickup rollers that are on the tender, which is nice and a nice feature. But let's go ahead and dive in, take a closer look at this model, and then we're going to run it around the layout with some of the Halloween cars that I have from my son's Hallows Eve Limited Ready to Run set. And maybe we'll break out that engine. We'll look at the Lion Chief versus Legacy Steam and Halloween paint and what you get differences of. Let's check it out. Okay, here it is, the Hallows Eve, or the Transylvania Rail Lines, the Widow's Route A5 switcher. And A5 is an 040, so we don't have any front trucks, we don't have any trailing trucks as well. It's a small switcher engine, so because it's a switcher engine, Lionel did throw a front electrocoupler and rear electrocoupler on this, so you can pull or push freight cars with it. Now for this engine, I think we're going to just be pulling some haunted cars, some Halloween inspired freight as well. And so this engine is really, really nice. It does feature legacy control, fan driven smoke. You're going to have some great rail sounds in this thing as well. You've got a coal load in the tender. The run program switches are underneath the cab, so they don't have those hidden under the tender or anything like that. That's probably the only downfall of this engine, especially with the tether. It's really hard to be flipping an engine over back and forth when it's tethered because you have to either be very, very careful or, undo the tether. So with the switches down underneath the cab, it makes it just a little trickier than I would have liked, but, beggars can't be choosers with a small engine like this. Lionel cataloged this with 5 versions. They did a Bethlehem Steel, a Pennsylvania, a B&O, a Long Island, and then a U.S. Army version. And then there were some custom runs that were done as well. The custom runs that I have here today, we're just obviously looking at the Halloween version from METCA. METCA also did a Christmas version. I'm sure there were some other custom runs done because of a small engine like this, you have a wider audience that can purchase it, but I don't have those numbers in front of me right now. So we're just going to be checking out these METCA versions. All right, so these come in at an MSRP of $699.99. Again, that is an expensive price tag, but for a legacy steam locomotive, it's not terribly high. You do obviously get a lot less with this engine because it is smaller, but with some pre-ordering or a good Lionel dealer, you could probably get it for a better price. I know that there's one of these available from Pete Costa's booth at the York show. Usually Pete ends up getting 1 or 2 of the METCA custom runs, and then he posts them at his booth as well. And he had one of these for under that MSRP price tag. I'm sure it has sold by now though. So look around your dealers if you're interested in a small fun switcher for your layout. We're gonna go ahead and fire this thing up, number 13. Here's some of the great sounds and run it around the layout. So here we have the ready to run set here on the right, and then we've got the new Legacy A5 on the left. Now, One is an 040, one is an 080, but you can see the size difference. The legacy version is still almost as big because it is scale proportions. So the ready to run set is here. You're gonna have metal, metal shell. They're mostly plastic parts. There's not much in regards to brass add-on parts. We've got dummy couplers and a much bigger drawbar there that is going to connect the tender to the locomotive. So some just basic parts, a lot more plastic and things like that to keep the costs down. And it makes it a little bit more durable than our finely detailed legacy model. If you look at some of the piping, it's all molded in detailing on the ready to run set. You come over to legacy and they're add-on details. So you can see them actually be separately brass parts that are put onto the locomotive to make it stand out even more. This is pretty obvious to a lot of us that are in the hobby, but if you're new, you're wondering what's the difference between a legacy model and a Lion Chief model, well, there you have it. That's a very basic, brief, 90-second overview of the differences between the two.
Welcome aboard, folks. Why aren't we moving? Turn the throttle, I command you. Golems and ghosts, it's time to go.
everyone, that's it. Happy Halloween. I hope you enjoyed this one. Thank you again, Chris, for loaning this to me, and thank you, Stu, for putting together another awesome custom run. I was hemming and hawing about getting this for my son, but I just couldn't pull the trigger based on some things that we're doing here around the house. But I'm glad I was able to run it and have it here for my buddy Chris, and hopefully we'll get it back over here again another time. So thanks so much for watching this, everyone. Leave me a comment. What are your thoughts on this? I know sometimes the Halloween stuff isn't for you. That's okay, but it is really fun for me, and I know my kids really enjoy it as well. So thanks so much. Have a great day.